Welcome back to the 3D Functional Strength series. This is another exercise that's working the whole body as one cohesive unit. So in this video, the exercise that we're going to do is going to take the body through twisting motions, and it's going to work on a power stretching. It's not going to be so much like the dynamic tension from the last video, but a slightly less intense version. So power stretching is like you're trying to stretch, and then you imagine like you're trying to reach under the couch to reach that remote that's just a couple inches further. It's like trying to maintain that kind of stretch where you try to make your arm longer, but throughout a longer period of time to really stretch and strengthen the tendons. So it's really like mostly a tendon exercise, but muscles also get trained as a result. And as we talked about in the last video, if your tendons are only strong enough to handle 5 pounds of force and your muscles can deliver 10 pounds of force, you only really have 5, because the body will not let you do any more than that, because it knows I can't handle that, my tendons will rip, and then that will cause injury and problem. So it will mentally hold you back from doing those full 10 pounds of pressure until your tendons can actually handle it. So if you strengthen your tendons to handle the 10 pounds of force, then you have 10 pounds of force. So any amount of strength training that you do for muscle, you should be complementing it with tendon strength training. So exercises like so, I'm going to show you from a couple angles. So this is the exercise. I'll show you from this angle here. As you can see, the movement is slightly less than the last one, but the intention is, again, on this power stretching force. So to get into position, we're going to take a bow stance. So basically I take my foot, and I take my foot that I want to be my back foot, go straight back, and then a little bit to the right. So I have a little bit of stability on both sides of me, as well as great stability in forward and back behind me. The back foot will be at either a 30 degree angle or 45 degree angle, depending on what's more comfortable for your hip and leg. And the weight will be forward with the leg perpendicular to the ground, or a little bit more, depending on how your body can handle it. So this should be the stance that we're in. Now the hands, the right hand, if my left leg is forward, is going to be the one that's pushing in front of me. The left hand is going to be pushing behind me, like so. Now, if we were looking at this from like a top-down view of just the arms like this, it should resemble like the inner squiggle of the yin-yang symbol, the one that's popular today, where you see that symbol, right, with the dots in it. Should kind of resemble that, or it could resemble an S shape, okay? So we have one that's pushing forward and one that's pushing back. Keep in mind that the body, I'm not standing straight up like this. I'm more leaning in the same direction, the same angle that my back leg is. So there's not this sharp bend here. It should be a straight line, or close to a straight line as possible while I'm doing this. And the body, I'm not perfectly blocked like here. I'm twisting the spine as I push in both directions. Now you want to make sure that you're not twisting only one vertebra or only just the hip. You want to twist every vertebra a little bit. Because if you look at the structure of the spine, right, we have the vertebra stacked all on top of each other, right? So if you only turn, like, if you say you want to turn your body 90 degrees to look that way, if you only turn one vertebra to do that, right, your one vertebra is strained to do all that work, while the other vertebrae are just staying in place. So you can end up twisting further than your vertebra is comfortable and end up straining something. So you want every vertebra to turn a little bit until you get all the way through. So it should be one vertebra at a time, twisting until we get from the bottom to the top. And we get into this twisting position. Because if you only turn at the lower waist, right, you can end up hurting the lower back. So you want to engage the vertebra a little bit at a time. So as you get into position, right, turn a little bit, 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 and really focus on where in the back you are turning from to get into the position. so you can avoid injury. And then the palms, right? This one is palm out, thumb down, as if I'm pushing a wall in front of me. And the other one is as if it's pushing a wall behind me, and as if it's shielding my kidney, right? And then, now that we have the position, the exercise is as follows. I'm going to push my back foot into the ground, particularly the balls of the foot, to extend further, and then retract. Extend, and then retract. Extend, and then retract. And through this extension and retraction, we're getting the power stretching we need. So try to stretch the whole body, and then relax. Stretch the whole body, then relax. And that's, again, it's not just I stretch my arms, and then I relax my arms. But it should be as if the whole body is one thing stretching. So from my bottom of my foot, all the way through my torso, all the way through my palms, the whole body is one rubber band stretching. That's how it should feel like. Now to describe in detail, as I push the ball of the foot into the earth of the back leg here, right, I'm not going to come up off my heel here like this. There might be a little bit of lift in the heel, just a slight bit, but I'm trying rather to keep my heel backwards because that's going to get a stretch through the back of the calf as I do that. So it will help get the stretch all the way through. But I again want to engage that ball of the foot into the earth, so it's not just the back of the calf that gets exercise, but also the front of the calf that contracts as I do this pressing into the earth. So I get this whole stretch, and then I relax. And as I do so, I relax the calf. And then I press the ball of the feet into the earth, and I stretch. And then I relax. You can notice I'm stretching long, and I'm stretching and twisting all at once. And if you do it really right, it should be more difficult to talk because you're really stretching all the muscles that you normally be using to talk with, right? So it should really be hard to talk like that when you're doing it correctly. And one last thing, I'm not twisting like this. I'm twisting, but I'm still pushing back and forth. So as I twist and turn, I'm still pushing back and forth like this. So there's not this going on. There's a little bit of intention there, as if something's trying to push me from there, and there's this resistance there, but it's not actually going to be moving in that direction. So as I twist, I have this push-pull, and I release. I twist, and I release. Twist, and then release. Twist, and then release. Make sure you're pushing the palms out and pulling the fingertips back as well, so you're getting the whole body to stretch through. If you do it right, you should feel the stretch all the way through and all the way across. You should feel the stretch not only long, but also twisting and spiraling around the body as well. All right, see you in the next video.